Test. Check. Mic check. Mic check. 1, 2, check. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Come one, come all. We are live for today. We are currently playing Shadowverse Worlds Beyond. Let me set up our Twitch and our YouTube, and we should be good to go after that. Popping out chat. Live stream. Sharing stream. Popping out chat as well for YouTube and for Facebook. We are live. And we are ready. Nice. Perfect. Hello, hello, hello. Come in, come in. Welcome to our stream. We are currently playing Shadowverse Worlds Beyond. Currently running a Runecraft deck. We are kind of figuring out the build at the moment. It is a bit in the purgatory of whether or not we will be continuing on Runecraft. So far, it's placed well in a Japanese tournament, something that ran Edelweiss. So that is what we are currently exploring. It ran 2 Edelweisses and 2 Burgents. I do prefer a 1 of Burgent instead of 2. Plus maximizing on Edelweiss to see how it works out. They're not running Foresight as well. And they're running Penelope instead. So that's another thing that I'm figuring out. Is it better to run Penelope? Or is Foresight better to just rush into Dimension Climb? So that is our agenda for today. Let's jump in. Let's go right into the gameplay. The rest of the build is standard. Stock Runecraft plus Edelweiss and Melvi as our Earthright creator. And yep, that is us. Let's go. Let's jump in. Are we set up for YouTube? Yes, we are. Nice. And we are good to go. Cool. Let's start. Ranked A3 at the moment. We went down to Ruby testing different builds, but hopefully we climb back up for this run. Ooh, the audio is a bit loud. There we go. Just some bit of audio and nice chill gameplay. Mirror match. Okay, mirror match. We want card draw, homework time. That is great. William is okay as well. We're going second, so we're in a rough spot. Going second is usually worse off in the mirror match, but these are not bad at all. We can also mulligan Witch's New Brew just to get something else. The question is, are we after the Earth Sigils? In this matchup, I don't think so, and we are good. We got the Dimension Climb from our mulligan, so I think we're safe. Having a turn 1 Dimension Climb in the mirror match is huge because you're able to combo off on 9 with the 1 play point. You don't get the full Astaroth's Reckoning combo, but you can still play something like a Storm Chaser, I think is what it's called. The 6 cost 10/10 Storm. So we've got good stuff going on. Yep, we're live. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. This is a multi-language platform, so we can speak in either Filipino or English. Feel free to say hi if you are playing the game. Tell me your builds. If not, feel free to ask questions so that we can tell you more about this game. We are chilling. We're not using the play points we could have. I think we could have used the play point and played homework time. But I don't think we want to waste the play points. Cool, let's go for a homework time. Draw 2 cards, we're on 8. Next turn will be on 9. So we'll want to use Sage Light Teachings at that point. Because if we don't, we will be stuck with our cards in hand. Ooh, we got a Witch's New Brew. Thinking of, do we want Sage Light Teachings or use Witch's New Brew to draw a card now? I think we use it now. Just so that we are that much closer to our What are we after? Ruler of Cosaitus and Kuons. Dimensions on 16 at the moment. Anangrea is interesting, but we did draw one of our good cards, which is Burgent, and Burgent has a good fanfare effect, which is you summon 2 copies of Onion Patch, which are onions that have spell boost and have rush, which is great. And if you evolve Burgent, you get a crest, and you get an onion from this point onwards forever, which is quite busted actually. And then from here, let's just go in with the onions. Even if we're not developing the board at all, having that spell boost on the dimension climb is big as well. And then let's Stormy Blast that thingy, and we are good to go from here. Next turn we will be on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means we should be able to look smart. Ooh. Look smart. And develop the board. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. No board development at all, so that's good for us. If we draw something like Edelweiss, or even Anangrea here isn't too bad, to be fair. We should start off with a looking smart, just to see what our draws look like. Melvi isn't bad as well. This is a nice little board clear. So that's good. And then from here, we either develop our board further by playing out a Melvi or an Anangrea. I'm thinking between the two, we'll be stuck with cards in hand if we play out the Melvi. Although there's a play here to bring out Norman, and they can't really deal with it, even if they play out something like a Kuon. They wouldn't be able to deal with the golems that easily. So that is another line we could go for. Thinking on which line we should go for. I think let's go for the Anangrea line. Let's save the play points for Kuon once we get them in hand. And from here, we should be chilling. Anangrea again. We have the answer for that in the form of Stormy Blast, which is nice. We drew a Ruler of Cosaitus as well, which means now is a good time to set up the board properly. And how do we do that? Let's swing once to just get that extra spell boost again. And then let's play out the Stormy Blast and deal with the Anangrea. From here, let's bring down Norman, summoning a Guardian Golem. And then let's evolve Norman as well to get another instance of the Guardian Golem. And as Runecraft, it is tricky to get through to the golems because of the barriers. Because our removal is damage based, and the barriers themselves prevent damage. Like that. So William was not able to clean up properly. And they're either going to leave us with a golem, or they're going to spend a lot of resources. Which is what we want. Cool. We're drawing cards. We've got Dimension Climb on 6. So that's a very nice number for us. Let's start with Melvi. And draw a card with our Witch's New Brew. Let's see what we get. Edelweiss. Hello, hello. So, what is Edelweiss? So, Earthright 2 evolved this follower. So if we've got Earth Sigils here, when you play Edelweiss, it is gonna deal 4 damage to a random enemy follower and recover 2 play points. So very powerful for us. For example, if we play that down, we should actually deal with that first, so that we have our spell boost count ticking up. From here, we play Edelweiss. That is a free evolution, plus a free 4 damage, plus 3 play points back. And then from here, let's use up Sage Light Teachings to generate 4 Earth Sigils. And then we end the turn from here. Let's have our opponent deal with our board. Still no Kuons for us, interestingly. Huh. Our opponent played Kuon. Plus is Pascal's Dancing, which means the stats are gonna double up. Glad we have our Williams to deal with a doubled up stat line. Let's deal with that first, triggering our Dimension Climb, going up. And then from here, we either Demonic Call now, or we save our play points. Goods na goods, followage, hello, hello, M. Lazarte. Welcome to the stream, kapatid. So from here, let's start with is William our play? I think the smaller William is our play, to be fair. Why? Because we've got a free... We need to spell boost, is the thing. So William has that extra bit of spell boost if we use our super evolution. So that becomes an 8/8, spell boosting our hand as well. And from here, we should be able to swing, dealing 8 damage, pressuring the board hard. And from here, we end the turn. They used 2 demonic calls already, so they'll only have that 1 left. Now we're hoping they don't have the Ruler of Cositus into Dimension Climb combo. If they do, we couldn't really do anything about it. We've played around everything except Astaroth's Reckoning plus Ruler of Cositus combo. They don't have it. Unless they're gonna Dimension Climb first and then go from there. Virgin, okay. Sure. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Now we have the full combo. We can't go for the Astaroth's play because our opponent has no board in hand, in play. So we just go for the Ruler. We play the Ruler out. Our deck becomes the Apocalypse deck. We do a Demonic Call from here. Let's go for the Climb and see what we get. 6, 13. We would have won if we had space. Sadly. If our opponent had any unit in play, we could have dealt with that. But because we had to play out the Demonic, we could play a 10, use the play point, play the Demon of Purgatory for 6, and then Super Evo on the Silent Rider to deal 13 damage there. But yep, we couldn't. Sad face. Now if our opponent has the full combo, then we're dead. Let's see what's gonna happen here. One is coming down. That is maximum 10. Do you have a way of a second Kuon? It's lights out for us. I think. The Earth Sigil is taking up space. But the 4/5 will be eaten by the 10/10. And I think we are good actually. Even with life gain, we should be able to deal a lot of damage. Oof, they're wiping the board up. This is scary, folks. William is big, though. How do we deal with this board? They don't have any more combos, so that means if we wipe the board, then we're good. So we can start with that, I think. And then from here, we can play out a William. Wipe the board up. You can also play this out. 13 and 9. Deal with that. Nah. We already have the William. Might as well play out the William here. We still have the 10-3 to deal with. But we do have the Servant to play out. They don't have any more Evos or Super Evos. So we use the William now to deal with this board state. Saving our play points for the Demon of Purgatory plus Silent Rider play. Even if they have another Kuon, it is going to be a 10-10 do nothing at that point. Which we have the Silent Rider for. We are on 4 life. But we are stable at the moment. Another climb. Sure. Can you wipe the board though? Nope. Drawing cards. William could potentially dish out a lot of damage here. 43 damage. Sure. Thinking. Let's just go for that. And then from here, we can play out this Demon of Purgatory. Deal 6. Use the play point. Play out the Silent Rider. And go for the win. And we got there. Very nice.
Victory is mine. That feels correct.
Very nice indeed. So mirror match, we saw the power of Edelweiss at that point. We also saw the power of the ruler of Cositus into the Dimension Climb play. Even if we didn't have a follow-up, we were good to go from there. So that was really sweet in how we were able to deploy our units. Very, very nice indeed. Forestcraft. Let's see. Let's throw away the Kuon. Edelweiss is in hand. Let's throw away Stormy Blast. No, we keep that actually. Edelweiss is keepable, but we do need Earthrights. We want to draw into Edelweiss once we have the Sigil, so I think that is a mulligan for now. So first is we stabilize, then we pressure, then we win before something like turn 8, or at least that is our game plan. So let's go for those lines. Let's see, let's end the turn here. No pressure from our opponent's side, so that's good. No 1-drops. A lot of fairies. So these fairies are a bit threatening. But I think we should homework time first to draw into relevant cards. We want to be able to Anengrea at some point. We also want to be able to deal with one of the units, a bigger unit, instead of the 1/1s that are coming down at the moment. Norman should help a lot in this matchup though, with the barrier unit, right? Because the barrier unit can deal with all of these. Nice draw with Sage Light Teaching. So I think we start with Stormy Blast to deal 1 there. And then from here, we go for a Sage Light generating Earth Sigils. That looks quite solid because we will be going for our Norman line to gain back the life. So we need the Earth Sigils now. Fairies, okay. Aksi ka na ulit si Reg, Bert Cruz. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream, kapatid. We are chillin'. How is Aksi right now, brother? Is it in a good state at the moment? We haven't explored it, to be honest, so we don't know how it is right now. I am open to it. I just don't know where it is at the moment. Cool. So Alan Gray is back. Let's deal 3 damage there. What was that? And wipe the board. Next turn, we're going for a Norman into life gain into Golem. Turn after that, we go for Edelweiss into... We gain back 3 into something fun. A whiteboard. Ooh, nice. Burgent. So Burgent is strong in this matchup because you're able to create onions that deal with the 1/1s forever. So that is nice. Let's play that out. Let's spell boost our hand now. Dealing damage. Thinking, do we evolve? I think we do. To get that crest. From here, we should have done Foresight first, but not punished, so that's good. And then from here, let's play the Demonic Call out. And then dish out 1 damage there. And 6 damage to life. And then from here, we're good to go. Next turn, we play Norman for Golem and life gain, or double life gain, depending on what our life is at this point. And then the turn after that, we will be going for Norman again. For double Golem, I think. We're not even thinking about Kuon now. No space. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. We are live. Playing Forestcraft. Oh, playing against Forestcraft. Ooh. Bailey, sure. What you doing? Super Evo is up. Generating the play points back. Dealing damage to us. We're on 15 life. We're at a junction at the moment. Quite a scary spot to be in. Is there a roach? There is the roach. The roach is dealing 8 damage to us. Wow. The damage is real. So Edelweiss can gain back 2 play points. So next turn is the turn we go for Edelweiss Norman. Edelweiss into Norman. Into Super Evo. So I think here our line is... Do we even spell boost? Let's start with a Norman and gain 4 life. That is an important start for us. We can also Super Evo to gain that life again. Which I think is not the worst. Plus, we are going to be dealing with their board. Which is also quite nasty. Six to life or 6 to 4. I think 6 to 4 is our line. Okay, we are in a good position at the moment. We are on 3 Earth Sigils. Sure, Glade is gonna evolve and dish out a lot of damage across the board, leaving us with Norman though, I think. They'll have to go through that as well, so that's good. So from here, we have a line of playing Edelweiss into Norman, getting a Golem, or gaining back the remaining life that we're missing. That's not too bad, to be fair. This is also gonna evolve and set us up quite nicely. Boom. And then from here we play out Norman, gaining 4 life again, using the last Earth Sigil. And we will now have space for Big Boy Kuon on 10. Whatever happens here, we drop William and Annengrea and Stormy Blasts, or William potentially, depending on what our opponent is going to be doing this turn. No Roach? Doesn't look like it. That means they are not going to be threatening our life just yet, which is very good for us. And we won. Boom! The pressure of the life gain plus Edelweiss helped us claw back into that even after a big Roach swing. So that is good. Hello, hello. Come on, come all. We're live, folks, on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. So if you're watching from any of those platforms, you are very welcome to join our stream. We are a chill stream. We're just playing Shadowverse Worlds Beyond, hopefully at a competitive level, practicing for the weekend tournament, the coming weekend tournament. That is the idea. Homework time. I don't think we want homework time against the aggressive Swordcraft decks. Kuon is slow, but hopefully we survive with Melvies in hand. Prim, scary. Prim can bring down the 2 cost. Triple Melvie, okay. Good to know, though, that we have kind of answers against aggressive decks. Let's start with a Witch's New Brew and draw a card. Let's see what we are getting. Melvie is nice in the sense that it replaces itself. Technically, it's a 3-cost 2/2 draw card, which is not the worst. Plus, it plays into our game plan of creating Earth Sigils. We've got a very slow turn, though, sadly. Thinking of swinging into that. Should we do that? I don't think we should, because if they play 2 defense ward units, we want Melvies to deal with the board. If this swings here, then we're okay. But they don't. William is in hand as well. Let's keep drawing cards, though. We need some form of answers. Edelweiss is good to deal with that board. We are still developing our own board. We are going down quickly, but Norman should be able to catch us back up on 6. So we've got plays now. Turn 4, we've got Edelweiss into Stormy Blast to deal with a lot of the board. And then we've also got on 5. We have nothing on 5. We need something on 5, actually. Edelweiss can deal with 2 things. Ooh, okay. We can Stormy Blast that. Edelweiss has a higher odds of hitting the 3/3 then. At that point. So let's go for it. Stormy Blast this thingy. Edelweiss. Eat up our Earth Sigils. Deal 4 there, please. Nice. Thank you for listening. Dealing 1 there. And then evolving here. Engaging here. And then we end the turn from there. Looks like Edelweiss is listening to us. That's a 2 swing there. Just 1. We'll take the 1. 7, 8, 4. Ooh, that was a big draw. Burgent is huge here. Yes, we are going low quickly. And we could die to Odin potentially. If our opponent has the Odin. But I don't think we're winning if you're playing Norman and gaining 2 life. We need something to clean up here. 4 gains us 2 play points back. And that's not gonna be enough. So I think we play out Burgent first. Evolve here. Deal with the board by going for that and that and that and generating another, which is New Brew. And then for the next turn we can go for an Edelweiss play potentially, or the turn after that actually. 4, 10, we can go for it on 8. If they have Odin, we're doomed. But what can we do? Nope, no Odin. Safe. Edelweiss can deal with 2 units. Plus... oh, Sagelight can actually deal with all of them. Kuon is also nice. Thinking though what our line is. I think we start with that. And then we go for an Edelweiss play here. And then we go for a Sagelight heal. Reducing the demonic call to 2, which we could play out. And then from here we can wipe the board, which is very nice as well. And now we're safe at 11 life. Perfect. Oops. Then let's play. That's perfect. That lines up quite nicely. And then we've got Norman to go back up to 19. Plus, we'll be able to deal with the Amelia as well. Okay, that looks perfect. Restore 4. Evolving to restore 4 again. So we maximize the earth sigils we have. If we draw into Edelweises, we don't have anything for those. But it looks like we have a solid board state. We could even go for Kuon next turn, plus a Super Evo. Turn after that, Kuon 10 cost, plus Dimension Climb. This will go down to 0 after those lines. So I think we will be in a good spot with our Kuon plays. Cool, let's play out the Kuon, number 1. Swing there. Super Evo there. Evolving. Now let's clean up. Boom. Boom. Boom there. Swinging once and 4 to life. Very nice. Next turn we go for Kuon. Dimension Climb will go down to 0 because this has Spell Boost 3. So even if they deal with the board, we will have a huge board after this. Let's see. What is your line, my friend? Let's go for it. There's another play of Foresight into small Kuon to deal with the board, but I think big Kuon is much better. So let's start with that. This is going to go down to 0. which we will also be playing out. Let's play it out now. Speed up that animation. We drew an Edelweiss, a Dimension Climb as well. Let's start with the Looking Smart. Stormy Blast. William can deal with this board, which is quite nice. Let's play our thingies out. Do we engage that? I think we do. Can they deal with this big of a board? We're leaving that one dimension climb there. Can you deal with a 10-10, a 6-6, a 5-5, an onion, plus all of this? So things that are going for them, they have super evolutions up still. And they also have one evolution while we're out of it. We don't have a single thing left. Hopefully, our early expenditures got us that win. Okay, Amelia's not threatening. It's the play points she gets back, plus the units she puts down, plus the barrier that comes down as well. Those are the threatening parts here. 8. Okay, that is a big board. Give all other allied swordcraft followers on the field barrier. So all of these will have barrier, which is quite scary, to be fair. They still have to go through all of this though, which means it's gonna eat up all of the barriers here. Thinking, what is our line here? I think let's deal with one first. We need to clean up the board. That is what we're after. So let's engage, play out one of our Edelweisses. Who is it dealing damage to? We swing there. And we win. Boom. Very nice. The attack of William got us there. So the onion patches helped a lot in this game. Plus the setup of having that extra 4 damage to deal with all of the ward units in the form of Edelweiss. That was huge. Other line, if Edelweiss didn't hit that ward unit, we use Stormy Blast on the unit. Or worst case scenario, we play out Dimension Climb, draw into our removal spells, and deal with the board to swing 5 at life. Hello, Burgent. This looks like a keep, to be fair. It has all of the card draws. We have Dimension Climb. We have something on 5. We don't really have much on 2 and 3. Hopefully we draw into those. But having Burgent means we are going to be dimension climbing early, which is quite nice. Edelweiss helps in the curve as well. Hello, card draw. Nice to meet you all. Fairies, okay. So let's start with a card draw from Foresight. Stormy Blast is there. Let's engage this one because we need Earthright Sigils for when we are playing Edelweiss. Forest Craft. Let's see. Homework time's nice. Drawing us 2 cards. We run out of Earth Sigils though if we do that line. Because Edelweiss will eat all of this, but I think that's okay. We should still be able to draw into other stuff. These lines, Edelweiss is interesting. You're able to super evolve as early as 4 play points while everything is still locked out. So that is quite interesting to see. From here, there is not much we can do. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do we just play out Edelweiss then? Gonna eat all of these, sadly, but we do need space on the board. We'll also be able to use that, draw into something, and nothing afterwards. Our opponent has fairies in hand, interestingly. They're not playing it out at all. Okay, cool. Ambush from above. What was that? Deal 2 damage to a random enemy. Do it 2 times instead. This is good. That's exactly the board state we need for Burgeon to be perfect. We play her out. We summon 2 onion patches. We swing at the fairies. Question from Asayas. Does this game free to play? Yes. It is free to play, my friend. Plus, the good thing about it being free to play is they are supporting the game monetarily by having big events. So this weekend there is a 1.5k tournament. If you're gonna play that, I don't think if you start now you'll be able to build a tier 1 collection, but you should be able to play something within the tier 2, tier 3 lines that could potentially give you good prizes as well for that tournament. So if the question is this free to play? Yes, it is. Do you get your time back if you play in tournaments? Potentially, time and money if you put in money. I have, personally, because I want to have a tier 1 deck, potentially to get to the higher ranks in the tournament setting this weekend. So this is good practice for us. And at the same time, it is also a good experience to play early with the competitive meta decks. Let's play out Anangrea here. Let's deal with this board. Should we should we spell boost? I think we should. Let's spell boost now. Deal with that. Play out demonic calls here. We could evolve if we wanted to, but let's save it. How long does it take to make a meta deck? Good question. So for me, when I started playing, I saw that they were actually quite generous in the beginning. So they'll give out a ton of gold, which you should be able to open packs with. And if you start playing now, they actually have free event decks as part of their promotion for set 2. Which means you get a lot of legendaries depending on what deck you're after. So for example, Swordcraft plays like 6 legendaries, and two copies of those are in the event deck, which is free. But you have to select which event deck you want. So you have to do a bit of research on which one you want. Plus, it has a lot of golds as well. And from that, you just open packs based on their freebies that they give from starting out, which is a lot of gold, a lot of vials, and you should be able to build a tier... If you're going for a tier 1 deck, you can swap out the meta stuff for alternatives. So I think, like, roughly grinding for a week, you should be able to see that you're good towards building a meta deck, and then maybe you get the $2 pre-release bundle, something like that, which also helps. And it's not a heavy toll on us, potentially. I got that as well, and I was able to build a meta deck. Personally, myself, I spent 80 USD. And from that, I was able to build this tier 1 deck. And I still have enough, I think, to build 2 other decks, which I haven't used yet. I'm saving them for future expansions. So that is what That's where I'm at the moment in terms of how it is, how the game is. But the good thing about this SAS is the game just got released 3 weeks ago, which means if you start playing now, you're in a good spot. It is heavily in Japan in the sense that they have a lot of players, of strong players based on my research in Japan. But aside from that, we are in a good position to play out and potentially win in these big events. And if you stick around, we always play the metagame. Yeah, we're a slave to the metagame, sadly. But yes, we are gonna be showcasing some games as well for other decks. Hopefully our experience in Magic the Gathering, we used to play in the Pro Tour before, plus Axie, which is a Web3 game. We used to play in the AxieCon big events as well. So hopefully those translate to a nice pull-off, potentially. What is going on? That is a big roach. We can play out Anangrea to deal with this whole board. I do think we need life gain somewhere, though. Sage Light is life gain, which is great, and I think we do need that, so let's go for it. Stormy Blast will be able to deal with the 5/5. This will be able to deal with the board, so let's go for it. Let's Dimension Climb first. Draw good stuff here. Hello, Edelweiss. No Earthrights for Edelweiss, though, sadly. We do have a Demonic Call, which we could use. Deal 3 damage there. Are we thinking of evolving here? Just to pressure. Sad stuff. I think we start with a 3. Next turn, we could potentially Dimension Climb again, which means we should play out our units. The Onion that comes down will allow us to Dimension Climb again. We need life gain. We need Earth Sigils, and then we need life gain from Norman. Please don't end us. Cool. Go for that ambush. Deal with the board. I'm happy that you're dealing with the board. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream, folks. We are playing Shadowverse Worlds Beyond. Fun little game. Plays a bit like Hearthstone. Good thing is, it just got released. Metagame is solid, and I think we're in a good spot in figuring out how things play out. How the games shift hard. In terms of what the meta game is. What is the rock, paper, scissors of the format. So there's a lot. But I think we're getting a good grasp of it. Boom, we're dealing with that. We're leaving the 4/5 and the 2/1 on the board, so that our opponent deals with this while we're keeping our super evos for Norman to potentially heal back our life. And claw back into this game. We need Earth Sigils, though. This is gonna spell boost for 3 and 1. Can we get that list, though? For sure, for sure. So I'm fully recording this. I'm gonna clip this and create a full video as well. But after this game, we can dive into the deck. No worries at all. And for those curious where I got the deck, this is from a winning Japanese tournament list that went first in a tournament. I don't really know how big that tournament was. They recorded first and second. And they also have a win streak record of like 28 wins, 26 wins, stuff like that. So this is one of those. It is Earthright. Not that heavy on Earthright though, just a bit. Let's see, they don't have an answer to William potentially. So William 6, this goes down to 5, 6, 5, 4. Do we let this go to play out the William? I think we do, to be fair. And then from here, this is cool. We can just Evo up our 4/5. We usually super evo the Kuon, but we're doing this so that we have a chunkier ward unit that they have to go through before they can threaten us again. So let's end the turn here. Where's our Earthright things? We wanted to send this over there, play William out, play Dimension Climb out as well, with a spell boosted William, but I don't think it's worth it at this point. They have to deal with this. They could potentially roach us to oblivion. But we're not letting it happen. What's that? That's big. Can't attack followers or leaders until the end of the opponent's next turn. If they super evolve, select 2 enemy followers on the field and give them at the end of each turn. Deal 1 damage to your leader and 2 damage to this follower, which is... Who did that go to? Oof. Okay, Annengray is quite solid. We can play out Annengray here. That will bring this to 1. Which we can now use. See what we get. We need cards, please, and life gain. That is 2 damage right there. Not bad. Norman is around now, so that is big. We need space for Norman, though. So let's deal with that. Let's play out the Witch's New Brew. Getting our Earth Sigils, please. Thank you very much. So that is 2 Earth Sigils. Let's play out the Norman here. Restoring 4 life to ourselves. Super evoing Norman to restore another 4 life for our opponent to deal with. And then we swing there for 8 and then 2 at life. And then we end the turn here. If we super evoed here, that would still not have been enough. We would be 1 short of dishing out lethal. Can our opponent combo off from here? We gained 8 life. One is gonna end the game if we don't lose at this point. We could still be roached out of this game, potentially. Let's see what happens here. Deepwood Bounty. Okay, gain 1 life. Bramble Burst. What does that do? Deal 3, looks like it. They're just cleaning up the board. Sure. We'll take it. As long as they're not comboing off of with Roach against us, we're in a good spot. And from here, we win. We're left with 1 super evolution, a Kuon in hand. That's gonna summon out all of the units, but if you spend 10, it destroys all of the units and all of its stats gets combined into 1 thing. And as soon as you super evo Kuon, you can target one of your units to give it Storm, which attacks face. And boom, we got there. This is one of our bad matchups. But we are climbing and surviving through our life gain, actually. Gaining 4 life every time helps a lot. And yep, so what is our deck list? AIVMR is asking, does it take too long to craft a legendary? Good question. Let's see. So let's go to the deck, actually. It's easier to show the deck, view deck. So this is our deck. Foresight, Witch's New Brew, Sagelight Teachings, Edelweiss, Vergent, 1 of, Norman, 2 of, Demonic Call, Dimension Climb, Stormy Blast, Melvi, Homework Time, Annengray, William, Kuon. All of those were at 3, and 1 Ruler of Cositus. So how long does it take to craft a legendary? Good question. So crafting a legendary costs... where should we check it out? I think here. Costs cards, yes. Costs vials. And vials we have 12,000 to craft a legendary. Let's look for one. Legendary is shiny border. I saw one, I think. This one. So crafting a legendary costs 3,500 vials. We currently have 12,000. So based on how much you farm, you should be good to go. As long as you liquefy your cards, you'll get them sooner than later. So yes, you can press that. You can liquefy your extras as well here. And then you should be able to build easily. The good thing is, I haven't even claimed our event deck yet. So if you go here into events, this is gonna last until set 3. Infinity Evolved Deck Giveaway. You press claim and then you select which one you want. And that will give you the legendary you need plus golds you need. And then on top of that, you've also got the park, which also provides vials as well. This is also part of the free-to-play. I'm just not a fan of jumping in and then exploring here. But this is another form of vials. So if you look here, we've got this event. So don't waste that. There are vials in this chest. We've missed 2, I think. Sadly. But aside from that, we also have quests here, which give you all of these. So keys, vials, more keys, more gold, more keys, and that's per week. And then with the keys that you have, you just go to the middle here in the chest. And then when you open this chest, I don't have keys at the moment, but if you do, you get vials you can get vials from there as well. And this is on top of gold that you get, which you can also use to buy boosters with, packs. And then you can join a guild. There's a lot of guilds out there. And part of the quest is battling a friend. If you do that, you get a lot of points to just finish the weekly quest immediately. And there's a bingo mission as well. Is this that also gives you more keys and gold. And yep, that's it. Oh, and this is another fun one, which I haven't seen other card games do. So you can just go here, sit down, and play against this random guy. You can also spectate their game if you wanted to, which is interesting. Plus, you can also go for ranked from here. Like, you can play ranked games here, which is also part of the quests, which is play 5 battle table or ranked matches in the park. So you can do the same thing, playing in ranked from here. And that's it. We hope that helped. And I'm easy, guys. If you've got any questions, no matter how random it is, feel free to ask them. We will answer all of them the best of our ability. So another forest craft. So this is the same combo deck that we just played against. Let's throw away actually, let's keep foresight. It's the same thing anyway. We're going first. So this is a free line. We just play it out, draw a card, see what we get from there. And hello, that's what we needed. One of our 2 cost units. And yeah, we're chilling. So from here, let's play out Melvi. Our opponent did not play any units at all, so that is good. That means we have pressure at the moment. 1-1. What are we thinking about? We are thinking about, do we want to clean the board up or do we want to pressure life? There's an argument here to pressure life because we want our opponent to deal with our board in that regard because of the stat line. So we're wasting 2 attack to clean up 1 unit, which is not the best. Let's see though what our other lines are. We can swing 2, Stormy Blast that, which is also not bad because Forestcraft does not have a lot of tall units, which means a 1 cost deal 2 damage is not the worst. So let's start with the Witch's New Brew, setting us up with nice Earth Sigils. Let's Stormy Blast that thing, and then let's swing to a life and end the turn here. We've got Edelweiss, which we can actually evolve immediately if we wanted to. That's going to apply a lot of pressure and is going to force our opponent to deal with our board. That is a solid 4th drop, which I think actually helped out in our other Forestcraft game, because they had to deal with it even if we played it out with no units to answer with our lines. Okay. So now we can play out Edelweiss. We're going to get 4 play points. Oh, we're going to get 2 play points back, which we are not really going to be using for anything, sadly. Another line is to engage here and use Sagelight Teachings to wipe the board. But I think that's worse, because we have another option here of restoring 4 defense. So that might be the better line. Let's just use our 4-drop to clean up and end the turn here. Next turn, we've got Aningrea. Turn after that, ideally we want Norman, but we don't have Earth Sigils at that point. So we might just spam Earth Sigils with Sagelight Teachings. They now have 1 unit to swing at us, which is going to bring us down to 19. Okay. Sure. Use your evolution on our 4-drop. We'll take it. Nice. And then from here, we've got Aningrea to play out. That is going to give us spell boost of 3, right on time for Dimension Climb as well. Let's evolve Aningrea here, targeting the 3-drop. Swing 5 at that and end the turn from there. What's next? Let's see. Glade. Okay, Glade will need an evolution. That's going to use up all of our opponent's evolutions. And we'll have to deal with the 5/5 somehow. We have Demonic Call, which we can use as well. How do we play that out? Thinking. We can play Sagelight Teachings, gaining 4 Earth Sigils. We use the Demonic Call to change Homework Time into a 1 cost. Let's play that out as well. And then from here, we can swing once there to clean that up. Play out. Yes, let's play out the Witch's New Brew. We can engage as well, but we need cards. So let's play that out. And then from here, we have Kuons or Normans, depending on what the board state looks like. That looks like we need Kuon for here to clean up the board. So let's play it out. That is good. We are going to be evolving here. Super evolving, I mean. That means this can swing at any of the units. This will be able to clean that up as well. 3 at the other fairy and 4 at life, leaving us with a 4/5 as well on board that they'll also have to deal with. Perfect. What's next for us? 6/6 4/5 3/2. Do we go ham or do we chill? Lily. Okay, Lily's gonna reduce a unit's life to 1 and ambush, dealing a lot of damage. Okay. Interesting. What are we thinking about now? We're thinking about how do we clean up the board? Do we use Sagelight Teachings to deal 4 damage across the board? There's not a lot to clean up though, just the 1-3 sadly, which I think Norman should be able to deal with. Okay, we have card draw, so let's start with drawing cards, seeing what we will be getting. Norman is good for cleaning up here and developing 2/3/3 golems, which is solid as well. Just thinking, do we have other lines? Let's keep drawing with Witch's New Brew first. Hello, Edelweiss. Okay, so from here, let's play out the Norman. Summon a Guardian Golem. They'll have to deal with all of that. Our opponent does have the chain unit that stops our golems, but they have to go through it. It has ward and it has barrier. So they need to go through that. The fairies need to go through this. The roach needs to go through all of this, which is great. And Glade is not going to get through to that as well. So we are in a really, really good spot. If they leave us with the 2 golems on the board, on 9, we win with a Super Evo. Let's see what happens here. Glade is out. Glade is out, folks. Fairy Convocation, Lily, Crystalline Innocence. Okay. That's gonna get through all the way to one of our golems. Still leaving us with 1 though, which is quite nice. That's the turn. Okay. So it's our turn now. We can start with Edelweiss, using the Earth Sigils to actually gain a lot of tempo here. That's going to be a free evolution. It's going to deal 4 as well to that unit. From here, we can play out a Foresight as well. Let's see what we get. Another Demonic Call. Okay, okay, I see you. And then let's play out a Norman. An interesting thing about Norman is you have another line, drawing 3 cards, which is also quite powerful. Plus a Super Evo here means we've got William now. We've got Norman now that they need to deal with, plus 2 ward units with barrier, plus a 4/4 swing in later on, and we're still going to be able to draw a card for the next turn. So I think that was a very nice line. Stable enough at 18, I think. Are you going to be able to clean up here? That's scary. Starting with a carbuncle is quite scary. Not gonna lie. Godwood Staff is strong as well for bouncing back the roach if they're gonna play out roaches. That is 1 ward unit out with this line and still at 9 play points. Huh. Are they gonna get there? Can they deal with our Guardian Golem? Okay. Carbuncle went back. I think they were attempting to swing to deal with the barrier. With the Golem's barrier. Are we gonna win because of the Golem's barrier? Is this gonna be how it plays out? They're trying to hit it. Oh, come on. Come on. Lambent Cane. Okay. Anything that's not Roach, we're happy with. 100%. Sure. Oof.
I was foolish, wasn't I?
We got there again, folks. That's the second forest craft that we dealt with now.
Victory is mine.
5-match win
That
streak.
feels correct.
We haven't dropped a game since going live, so I think our build is working at the moment. We are going to be heading up to, what's after A3? I think AA is the next one. Portalcraft. Okay. We're going second, which is where we want to be. Treasure chest.
Medium rare.
Hmm.
Or well.
Let's throw Kuon away, Sagelight Teachings away. We can keep Melvi as it's a nice solid unit. Sagelight is also keepable, but we don't really want it as removal. We want it as life gain. So we want it later on. Foresight, draw a card, end the turn. Melvi on turn 2. And then on turn 3, we can do a homework time from here. And then we can go from there. Cool. Space for Melvi. We are not being threatened at all, which is nice. And then from here, we can either swing for 2 or draw 2. We are either going to be foresighting, which is New Brew, generating an Earth Sigil, or we draw 2 cards from homework time. I think there's an argument to attempt to evolve homework time, so let's start with the Witch's New Brew then. Draw that 1 card. Foresight to draw another card. Hello, removal spell. 2 damage there. Saves us the trouble of having to deal with that later on. Next turn, we've got space for Anangrea into Anangrea because of that 1 extra play point, which is quite nice. So even if they play a few units here like that, we should be able to deal with all of this. Bane. Okay, select a puppetry follower in your hand and transform it into a Doll Slayer, which has ambush and summon her again. Okay. Interesting. Let's play out Anangrea here. Let's deal 3 to the Bane unit. Don't want to attack into that at all. And swing 5 into the 2/2, ending the turn from here. Next turn we go for Anangrea again. That's gonna change all of our homework times into looking smarts. One's already converted, which is nice. This is gonna go down to 0, which could potentially set us up for a big Kuon turn as well. Build out evolution. Okay, that's gonna give him a 4/4. Love Struck, Puppeteer, and the Doll Slayer is out. Ooh, Stormy Blast. Interesting. What lines do we have? We can play out the Demonic Call. Deal with that unit. Look smart as well if we wanted to. But nothing's as simple as just playing out Anangrea. Evolving again. Oh, actually, don't have to. We can just play out the Demonic Call, swing there for 2, and swing here for 5. And then we're in a good spot from this point. Not using our evolution, we can save that for a Norman. If we draw into one of the Normans. And we can also use it for... what's her face? Burgent. Which is also nice. Hello, Noah. Puppet to deal with that. What are you going to do with your ambush unit? Ah, you're going to play out all of your puppets to deal with our Anangrea? Sure. William can deal with the board, but we don't really want to just yet. We have Stormy Blast to deal with that. And then from here, we can look smart. We should have looked smarted actually twice. Before... Oh, actually, no. That lined up quite nicely. I didn't realize that they summon the unit and it doesn't go to hand. And then from here, let's engage and end the turn. So my mindset is, as long as we are in theory playing correctly, even if we don't memorize our lines, it should line up to the point where we're actually gonna go for the win. You've got the puppets, but you have to play one out so that you've got space, which is a waste, which is good for us. And then we can go back-to-back Kuons if we wanted to. That means we need to clean up every time. 4, 5, 6, 7. Norman is nice. Let's engage here, play out the Norman. We have the full combo in hand for everything that we want, actually. So summoning a Guardian with Barrier is big. They need to use out the puppets to deal with our thingies, which we want for them to do, because if they don't, that's extra damage against us if they play out the Orcus. So let's clean that up. So there are at least 2 puppets in hand. We want our opponent to use it up here. And then from here, we can play Kuon, or wait for a turn and go double Kuon to end the game. There's the Orcus. One puppet out. 2 puppets out. Okay, that's all of the puppets. So a Super Evo will allow her to deal 3 damage, 6 damage to us, bringing us down to 13 life. Which we're not too scared of, to be honest. A Kuon can wipe the board. Quite like, sure. Down to 10. Why is that? Is our opponent attempting something nasty? Are they attempting to go for the win now? Being at 10 is scary though. Although, we have a play of forcing an Orcus to deal with our board. If they don't, then we win the following turn. Let's Super Evo here. 3 on that. That's gonna trade. 2 on here. 6 on Orcus. And 4 to life. Plus engaging the Witch's New Brew. So we've got a solid board state. To deal with this, they need to play out Orcus. Super Evolve again. At which point, they'll deal 3-6 damage to us. Which is scary, not gonna lie. But from there, we are still stable enough to attempt a win. Super Evo or normal Evo? I think they might save the Super Evo. Yeah, for an Orcus line. So this will deal with 1 unit and that will attack something else. Puppet Theater. Climb's gonna be on 0, which is solid. We've got a Kuon line here if we wanted to. Use the play point, play out the Kuon. Another line is to go for Norman heals. And stabilize with the Ruler of Cositus afterwards. Or we play out the Ruler now. And attempt a win from here. Thinking hard. Huh. Very interesting lines. Yep. Nope.
To the edge of what's known. Get lost.
Let's do that. Call it a day from there. And then in the next turn, we've got either the full combo. We can use Dimension Climb to heal up here as well if we wanted to. but we are a bit greedy in the sense that we are saving Dimension Climb for a ruler turn. Hopefully this is not enough. Do they have puppets with 2 attack? They can deal 8 damage naturally against us. 3, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 damage. Not enough. Unless they have more thingies. 3, 6, 7, 8 damage. Yep. So that's 8 damage against us. Do they have more puppets? Is the question. Was that a misplay? 3, 4, no, you can't because you don't have space. Lost because of puppet theater. So the line here was play Orcus, deal 1 damage. Oh, they have a 3/3. We're dead. No, we're not. There's no space. Ha! Ha ha! Let's play out Ruler of Cositus. Attempt an Astaroth's win from here. Dimension climbing. So if we draw the Demon of Purgatory plus the Rush unit, we have the win. We don't have it, but we do have Astaroth's Reckoning to set our opponent's life to 1. Super evolving the 10-10 into a 13-13, and then we swing at whatever we want to deal 1 damage, and that is how you pull off a combo when things are looking grim. We got there victorious. We got an emblem as well. 4,000 battle pass, 6-match win streak. Very nice. Got there. Believe in the heart of the cards, folks. Very, very nice line. So we could have lost if our opponent went for... They needed space. So they needed to let the 1/6 go. Orcus plus 2 3/3s plus a 1 plus another 3/3. That would have been the line potentially. If they played out Orcus and then have the both 3/3s out, and then they play out another of their 1-cost 3/3s to attempt to win, but there's no space because of the puppet theater. They needed to trade away the 1/6 that Orcus brought to the table. That's one way of thinking about it. So their maximum damage is based on the space they have. Havencraft. Let's throw away Sage Light. One Demonic Call, and do we throw away Homework Time? It's quite solid. Yeah, let's keep Homework Time. Cool, we've got a curve. 1, 2, 3. No 4. That's okay. Hello 4. Ending the turn. Come in, folks. We are live playing Shadowverse, Worlds Beyond. Streaming a competitive deck that we saw that went first in one of the Japanese tournaments online. We are piloting it to the best of our ability. We've been on Runecraft since we started playing Shadowverse a week and a half ago. Very fun game. Very new game as well. There's a lot to play for, which is nice. Anong game yan, sir? Hello, Renfred Daniel Margalio. So this is Shadowverse, kapatid. So it plays like Hearthstone, which is very intuitive because we have the background of other card games as well. So this is quite nice for us. Before we start doing anything, let's play out the Witch's New Brew. Engage it to at least once for Edelweiss next turn. Let's blast the Tiger out of the game and end the turn here. Another thing that Edelweiss does actually is it goes under ambush units. So things that can't be targeted because you deal 4 damage to a random enemy follower and recover 2 play points in the process. So that is very strong as well. Huh. We can play Edelweiss out now if we wanted to. Super evolved. We gain 2 play points, which we could potentially use for something. And yeah, it plays like Hearthstone, like Magic almost. There are lines that are close to that as well. So yeah, very fun, interesting game. We can also draw 2 if we wanted to. Let's start with the Witch's New Brew, actually. Don't really need to play out Edelweiss yet. We can also save our play points for next turn when things get crazier. And from here, let's draw 2 cards. So I also stream in Facebook, guys, in YouTube and on Twitch. We've got 200,000 followers on Facebook. 11,000 in YouTube, and Twitch 400. So we're very new to streaming in English. We used to stream in Filipino heavily, but I thought that now it's time to just see the world and explore the world out there. And I'm very happy that so far so good. We're enjoying the game. We have a good community, building it up. So we are very happy at the moment. 2-4 though. This is a nice, easy way to deal with that. I want to see something cool as well. So something that is not too obvious is you can actually engage, get that sigil, play out a Witch's New Brew. That's going to create a new instance of the sigil, engage again. I didn't find this anywhere. This is something I just saw from experimenting. And turns out it works. So that was a double engage for 1 turn. And then from here, let's play point once and use this because we are going to be refreshing that next turn anyway. So there's no loss at all. We are also digging for Dimension Climb. That is the idea. We want to get to Dimension Climb. Oof. This is a problem. 6, 8. We have an answer to that in the form of not Storm. Oh, we have Edelweiss, which is nice. We can spam Edelweiss if we wanted to. That is solid. Free evolutions all day, folks. Boom. Deal with 1. Yep, deal with the second one. No evolutions used just yet. Let's swing into that, play a Melvie out, and we are chilling. The power of Edelweiss is showing its fangs at the moment. And we're chill. We don't really curse as well. That's something we avoid so that if viewers are watching with their family, we're safe. We are not a nice, clean, and chill community. That's what I'd like to focus on. Hello, multiple units. I'd like you to meet William. William doesn't deal a lot of damage. Super Evos are out. Sure, and if we're able to deal with Super Evos without having to use our own evolutions, I mean, that's just busted. William can deal 3 damage to everyone. Thinking. William. 3 damage to everyone. Tight. Gonna dish out a lot of damage there. We can play out William now to deal with this board. So a cool thing about this is if we evolve William, it is gonna spell boost. They have aura, so we can't really target them. Spell boost, please. Thank you. Let's clean the board up and swing once there. We were thinking about, we ran out of time, but we were thinking about using the play point to play out the demonic call in hand, but we are deciding against it because we want to save the play point. for the nasty stuff later on. For the Ruler of Cositus, Demon of Purgatory into 6 cost 10/10 Storm. That's what we're after. They're using everything right now, which we're happy for. Easy. Stormy Blast is at 6. That means we can use it in a bit, but let's draw cards first. We use our non-spell cards first because we could potentially draw into Dimension Climbs. Hello, Norman. What you doing there, buddy? 6 and then 7. Okay, so we've got enough. Draw 2. Hello. And Ingrea. Is that something we want to play now? Making us think. It is making us think. We were planning to Stormy Blast, which I think should still be our line here. I'm not gonna lie. We can also save the Demonic Calls for a big Kuon play later on. Which means we just want to gain 4 Earth Sigils here. That could be... We could get punished from that line because we might potentially need Sage Light Teachings as a sweeper for later on. If they play the 6 cost ward unit that spits out the 2/4s. What's his name? Wilbert. Yeah. That guy. Potentially being punished at the moment. Let's see if we will be. Anangrea is out. But what are we thinking about? We're thinking about, do we want homework time first to draw into the good stuff before we start playing Anangrea? One is out as well. Interesting. We still don't have Dimension Climb though, which is rough. Although this is gonna be potentially huge amounts of damage. Thinking for a bit, folks. I think let's play out Anangrea for William to buff William up. And then from here, let's deal 3 damage there. 5 damage here. That is gonna bring out 2 2/4s, which we can also deal with 1. Let's engage here and end the turn. So if we get another Demonic Call, that is gonna be a ton of damage in 1 turn. What we need is a 3rd Demonic Call. That is potentially 20 damage. Wait, no, 3, 6, 9. Yeah, 20 damage in 1 turn. If we get to 3 Demonic Calls, that is potentially what we are going to be going for. Because it looks grim. It is a lot of ward units every time. We have William to wipe the board up if we need to. We also have Norman to heal back up any damage that comes down. They are spending all of their... They have 1 left. We still have 2 Super Evos left. Which means if we draw another Kuon, we can go for a back-to-back Kuon line. Let's see though what happens. Hello, Tiger. Okay. Uh-huh. Our opponent is going for it, looks like it. 3, 6. This is the 3rd William, I think. So if we deal with that, we're good. And we can deal with that. Let's play out Anangrea. And then that is gonna bring out this thingy. William's gonna be on 6, which is not the worst. So let's play Anangrea. Let's Super Evo Anangrea up. That is gonna deal damage there. clean Wilbert away from the board, and then from here we can use the play point to play out William, and now we will have this amazing board. This beautiful, beautiful board. And then we end the turn from here. This is now the time where the opponent, I think, has to sweep, so they play their 6-cost vessel out. At which point we can establish a wide board without them having much of a wide board as well. 3, 6, 7. This full combo can deal 17 damage. So if we chip our opponent down by 1, we will be in a very good spot. Leave 1 unit, please. No more Wilberts as well. I think that was the 3rd Wilbert. Here you go. Removals are coming down. 7, 8. Divine Guard. Okay. That is scary indeed. William can deal 1 damage. Huh. Are we supposed to go for it? Leave our opponent at 1. And be unable to end the game from there. Rough times. Indeed. I think we have to go for it. There are not a lot of other lines to go for. We can also play 1 out. Keep this for later on. But no, I think we should pressure the opponent as much as we can. So this is gonna summon a 16-16. Super Evoing. Leaving our opponent at 1. Boom. Can you climb back from that? A vessel here is gonna clean up the board. But I think from there we should be able to re-establish a wide board again. And set up for a William to clean up and then swing. Because one way that they think they're safe with is if we play out a bunch of units, they play out a bunch of ward units, they think they're safe. But with a William, we can clean up quite nicely. So that is what we are going after. The only way they can deal with this, I think, is with a vessel that destroys all units, or something like Gene that deals 6, and then you Super Evo to swing at this. But at the moment, we are in a good spot. We have not dropped a game since we have been live, folks. Are we gonna drop it now, or are we gonna be surviving? Oof. Wait, that can't be used. Wait a minute. That's the ward unit. And this is the William. Boom. 16 to life. Got there. Victorious once more. 7-match win streak. We are going up. Let's proceed. We are live, folks, on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. So if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, follow, and like. It is going to be much appreciated. You will also be alerted for the next time we go live again. And you're free to hang out and have a good time with us at that point. Cool, Abysscraft, one of our bad matchups. It is usually an aggressive deck that either paces itself and then goes wild near the end when they start dishing out that direct damage, or they go heavily aggressive in the beginning and try to close out the game in the mid game. Let's throw away the 6 and the 7, leaving ourselves with the 2 costs in hand. Dimension Climb isn't good in this matchup, so that's a problem. Although maybe having one is alright, I guess. Just to have as an insurance policy for when we are struggling, we bring it down to 0 and then we gain life after dealing with the board. That's one way of utilizing Dimension Climb. Let's see. It's our turn. We can play out Melvi here. It's gonna give us a Witch's New Brew. Let's end the turn. And then from here, we chill for a bit. Gonna get a skeleton down. Do we swing at Skelly or swing at life? Let's swing at life. Let's go all the way. Runecraft aggro. We have Edelweiss to deal with the board if we draw into Edelweiss soon. Which is gonna give us a very... Hello! Cool! Swinging at our units. We'll take it. Melvi is interesting. I think we can start with the Witch's New Brew. Draw a card. Aningrea is here. That is nice. We can play out Melvi again. Gain another Witch's New Brew. Play it out again. So if you notice, our pattern is just card draw in the beginning and then control the board and then go for the win once we have stabilized. What is this? Whenever another allied follower super evolves, give it and this follower +2/+0. Let's swing at life. Why? Because we can establish the board state quite strongly this turn. Because Aningrea can wipe the board up by herself. So that is something that we are after. Looking back though, we should have traded because our opponent played Aragavi. Although, maybe if we traded, our opponent would have kept Aragavi in hand, saved the evolution for later on. So that's also good to know. So here, let's play out Aningrea and clean up nicely. Swing in 5 there. Trade, evolving to deal 2 here, and 6 on 1. And poof. I am looking for Edelweiss, not gonna lie. Solid unit that could potentially give us the play points to heal back up. So that is something we are looking for. You're gonna evolve again? Sure. Summons 1/1. Okay, so that's a trade. And you're leaving us the 5/5 unit to deal with, which we have the answer for. We do have Aningrea here. Or we can also just Stormy Blast and Sagelight Teachings, gaining life, setting us up, which I think is not too bad, to be fair. And if that's the case, we already have Stormy Blast at 5, so let's use it. And then from here, let's gain that life, restoring 4 life. Gonna change Looking Smart as well, which we should play out to maximize our cards in hand. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. From here, we can play out a Demonic Call or hold on to it for a big turn. If we are holding on to it, then engaging is our line here. One can come out this turn. We have another Sagelight to heal back up. What is our opponent's line? We're not establishing board so that our opponent cannot trade properly into us. Hello! So that brings it to 4 + 2 to 5. Cool, we'll take it. So how does that work? We play out Edelweiss. Use 2 of our much awaited Earth Sigil use 4 to deal 4 damage to something. From here, we've got 5 play points again, which we can play out Aningrea. Evolving Aningrea to deal 3 there. And then from here, we can wipe the board. Very strong line. So our opponent had a solid play, but with our line, we now have an established board that they have to deal with. Plus, we're pressuring them as well. Cerberus, sure. That's a hybrid of gaining life and dealing damage. They'll rough us up. Oof.
Caught us off guard.
William's at 9, which means if we play William out, that's just a nice clean board wipe. Although, we do want life gain. And I think we are pressured to gain life next turn plus dimension climb to stabilize. Which means Kuon looks to be our line at this point. A super evolving Kuon. Cool, we are safe at 11 at the moment, I think. They are using all of their super evos as well. To their... Use the demonic call now to deal 3 there. 4 to life. We're down to 9. But 9 is still okay, I think. I'm not sure. Odin is a 7 to life. So a back-to-back Odin, it's lights out for us. Although we win. With the Kuon swing. Olivia. We don't mind an Olivia. That's gaining you life. But that is also slowing you down. So you're highly incentivized to super evolve Olivia here. Which means you're going to use up all of your super evos to deal with our board. To leave us at 7 even. Huh. We got another demonic call, interestingly. What are we thinking about? We can gain life here with Sage Light's teachings. And deal with the board with William, which is solid.
The spark of knowledge.
We are going to be leaving our opponent with a 2-2, but a 2-2 doesn't really do much. They deal 2 damage, bringing us down to 9. But an Odin at 7 is still not enough. A Cerberus is also not enough. Plus, if they pass the turn back to us, we have the win with Kuon. So I think that is worth the risk. Keeping a 2-2 on the board. No super evos in sight. And yeah, looking good so far. Olivia, 11 is still enough for us to win. So that swing was huge. And now we are gonna be winning, folks, again. Hello, 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 Kuon. Super evolution. 10-10. Victory. Why? Why not? Let's go. After all the struggles we've had yesterday, we are now in an 8-match win streak, folks. Looking good. Dragoncraft. Okay. We're going first.
Medium rare.
Edelweiss is here, but we don't want it just yet. We need Earthright stuff. And are we going to draw into Earthright stuff on time for Edelweiss? I don't think so, because we have Stormy Blast. So let's mulligan that for now. And the turn, we could also play Sage Light for Earth Sigils on 3. If we have an Edelweiss on 4. Little Dragon Nanny. I see you. That's scary. Intimidate is scary because we can't swing into that. So there's a line here to just deal with that immediately, which I think is our line here. They could play a big attack unit soon, but I think we will be able to stabilize before that point happens. Pyre Wormblade. Engage, destroy, +1/+1, and something else. There it is. Summon a Pyre Wormblade if this unit gets destroyed. Okay, we have triple homework time. What do we start with first? I think we go for homework time with... They're all the same, actually. We go with homework time then to draw 2 cards and see what we get. We drew an Edelweiss, which is nice. That's gonna help us a lot. Not just yet though, in the next turn, sadly. Are we getting aggroed down at the moment? Looks like we are. Huh. If we are getting aggroed down... There's an argument to play these now for life gain and that for reducing homework time's cost. If we play 2, these go to X1. So I think let's start with life gain here. Thinking of either engaging now or foresighting now. I think we engage. Just so that we are set up for a proper Edelweiss next turn. An Edelweiss brings it to 3 play points, which we can use 1 for foresight. The other one we can use for something else. Oof, a Dragon Nanny as well. Again. Evolution. Okay. The 4/4. Huh. Scary. Okay. I'll take it. Another line we can go for is engage here, Sage Light now to wipe the board. Or save the board. Or... gives us 3 play points. Foresight is 1. This goes to X equals... Yeah, no. It's not enough. We need to wipe the board, folks. So I think we are going to go for Sage Light. But before that, let's play out a Foresight first. So that this matters a bit more. Oof. Scary. Scary spot. We have Norman though. We do need Earthright Sigils. Yes! Do that. Just draw cards, gain life. We're okay with that. Do it again next turn if you wanted to. Cool. Perfect. Looking Smart is going to deal with that easily and nicely as well. And then from here, I think we should be playing out Melvie. Getting our Witch's New Brew. Playing it out. Draw a card. We're going to be stuck on hand. But I think that's okay. Let's play out another Melvie. Yes, I think that's the line. Maximizing our cards, developing board, and then next turn, we can engage Norman, gain 8 life. Sure. Sure, our opponent's going for the aggro line, which is technically okay for us. Because we are going to be gaining a ton of life. Sure, no problem. Let's engage first. Play out the Norman, gain 4. So how much life have we gained now? Gain 4 again. We've gained a total of 12 at the moment. This wipes out Odin and this pressures life. Perfect. We still have another Norman to draw into. Edelweiss is also there. So that's going to be 1, 2, bringing us to 6. 4, bringing us to 2. Edelweiss will allow us to play a 4 cost, which we don't really have. What is our opponent up to? Whatever it is, we're hoping to deal with the board. Okay, fledgling Dragon Slayer. We'll take that line. We will take that trade. So let's play out a Witch's New Brew. We drew a Norman. We can do the Norman line again, folks. Nasty stuff. So let's go for it. Let's play out the Norman. Or do we wait and use Norman for a lot of life gain? They are trying to aggro us out, to be fair. Or... there is a line here to just play out Anangrea and chill for a bit. That's not too bad, to be fair. Let's save Norman. They're trying to aggro us out. Their lines have been go face, go face. So Norman gaining back 8 life again after they go face hard should hurt them a lot. Or they just concede. And we win.
Victory is mine.
9-match win streak. Looking good. Looking quite nice. And I think we still have time for one more. Doesn't look like it. So just so you're familiar, we've got work in about 5 minutes. So we usually stream for around 2 hours. That's our game plan. So if you're new to the stream, you're enjoying our content, hit that in YouTube is subscribe, in Twitch is follow, in Facebook is follow as well. We're live on all 3 platforms. You're free to watch us in any of those platforms. You're free to say hi in any of those platforms as well. Hit the like button as well on our live streams because that helps us. That helps the game as well. And that also makes me aware that you liked our stream, which means we are going to be doing this at a more consistent level. And yeah, so far so good. Our schedule is Monday to Friday. Actually, it's every day. Let's stream every day, 7 a.m. onwards, usually until 9 a.m. for Monday to Friday, and then we go all the way till whatever during the weekends. So that is our stream. If you've got questions at this point, we have like 2 to 3 minutes to answer some questions. If not, feel free to just say hi, add me as a friend if you want to. And yeah, we can also form our own guild if we want to as well. Let's see. We've got our avatar. You can also change your looks here if you wanted to. What did we get? We have this hoodie. This is nice. Pants, socks. Footwear. What is that? Flowers. They have flowers. Eyewear. Nope. Okay. I think our guy looks good. Yeah, that is us. Don't forget to claim your quests as well. This is how we survive with getting those keys, getting those vials, and going ham from there. That's us. For those just coming in, our live streams are from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. UK time. Philippine time is around 3 p.m. And I think East Coast US time is around 1 p.m. Not sure. But yep, that is us. We are heading off now. In life, stay kind. But in Shadowverse PvP, stay Ruth. Are going to be outroing in 3, 2,